I couldn't find my Herbie the Love Bug hat. And I've worn it on this channel before. I couldn't find it. I don't know where it is. I found my Herbie shirt, and I found this. A Herbie the Love Bug plush. Look at this. If you're like, well, I like to go to sleep snuggling with my favorite Disney character, fortunately, it's a Volkswagen Beetle. Herbie the Love Bug came out at an interesting time for the Walt Disney Company. This was the last live-action film that Walt Disney greenlit. It came out in 1969 and was the second highest-grossing film of that year, earning $52.1 million.
Over the years, Hollywood has seen all kinds of beautiful movie stars make their mark.
Herbie the Love Bug was based on a short story by Gordon Buford, according to the end credits. What Walt Disney did a few times in his life, even with Dumbo, was he would find a good book before it ever became a book and purchase the rights for it. So nobody had ever read this. The most we knew was from an old article that the writer did talking about things you didn't know about Herbie. However, according to the website Autopian, last year it was found. So a collection of items owned by producer Bill Walsh went on eBay, and one of them was a script, not a short story, but a script called Car Boy Girl, aka that Haverson fellow, by Gordon Buford. Now this was the original Herbie the Love Bug story, but nobody in the movie is named Haverson. Also of interest is Herbie is a Volkswagen Beetle on page 1. So they had always intended for Herbie to be a Volkswagen Beetle. Now, I don't know if this script was based on the short story, if like Walt had him write this script and then they had somebody else rewrite it, but they purchased the rights to it. But very interesting. I did not know about this auction. I don't know who bought it. Autopian doesn't know if it was sold or not. My goodness, I would have paid. I want to know what's in those pages. After The Love Bug came out, it was a huge hit, and so in 1974, Herbie rides again.
Why are all these villains picking on poor little Herbie? Ken Berry and Stephanie Powers take you for the ride of your life when Herbie rides again on the Disney Channel.
In 1977, Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo.
What do these two crooks, this Lancia, and this race car driver have in common?
You may just be in for a little surprise.
They all want something from Herbie. Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo, here on the Disney
In
Channel.
1980, Herbie Goes Bananas.
This new Herbie drives everyone bananas. Cinema near you now.
In 1982, there was a TV show that only ran for a few episodes. It was called Herbie the Love Bug or Herbie the Matchmaker, and it was all about he would try to match people. He was the Love Bug.
Wednesday on Herbie the Love Bug, it's a race to romance or ruin. Herbie the Love Bug Wednesday.
You'll notice in the front there, the daughter was played by a young Claudia Wells, who was Marty McFly's girlfriend in Back to the Future a couple years later. In 1997, they made another sequel, this one just called The Love Bug, starring Bruce Campbell.
Tonight we're presenting an updated version of an old Disney classic, The Love Bug. Hello, Michael Eisner, head of the Walt Disney Company. Nobody's perfect.
In 2005, they released Herbie Fully Loaded, starring Lindsay Lohan. I went ahead and rewatched this last night. This movie is a blast.
Ordinary car with an extraordinary secret.
Herbie inspired 5 films from West Germany. Now, when I say inspired, I mean they ripped off Herbie. This was called Doo-Doo the Super
Shift
Bug.
into gear for the comedy of the year and see the little beetle who slugs it to the thugs. Doo-Doo the Super Bug, and he's going on extra tour.
Here's a bit of trivia. Bill Walsh, the producer of The Love Bug, chose the number 53 because of Don Drysdale on the LA Dodgers. There were some alternate names for the movie considered before they went with Herbie the Love Bug. Herbie the Magic Volksy, Herbie the Runaway Wagon, Herbie the Beetle Bomb, Bug Boom, and Thunderbug. In Herbie Goes Bananas, Herbie is tossed into the ocean in the film. 2014, it was reportedly found. This website posted a picture and said, "We found Herbie at the bottom of the ocean." Seems surprising to me that this car went to the bottom of the ocean and had like no rust. The logos are still on there. The number 50, Herbie is indestructible. This was a hoax, by the way. There was a picture of a Volkswagen Beetle found in a lake that somebody had committed a crime with and then ditched it in a lake, and that one was the picture, and somebody superimposed the 53 on there. So that Herbie is still at the bottom of the ocean. On the Disney backlot tour for a long time, Herbie the Love Bug was back there in the driveway of the Ernest Saves Christmas house, and Herbie would rev his engines and kind of race towards the tour bus as you drove by. They also, for a while at Walt Disney World, had this great big car stunt show doing wild, wacky stuff, and one of the things was they brought out their most famous star of the 70s, and it was Herbie the Love Bug, and then he splits in half. One of my favorite places to stay at Disney is the All-Star Movies Resort. This is one of Disney's value resorts, and they have different sections themed to different movies, and they have a Herbie the Love Bug section. You can get your picture taken with the Herbie the Love Bug. Now, this was not one of the ones used in the movie, but this was the one that Disney used to use in their parade. There is a little golden book about Herbie the Love Bug and a comic book. When Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo came out, Baskin-Robbins had a special Herbie flavor. They had done other tie-ins with Disney, including Condor Man Crunch. This is the weirdest knockoff item I've ever seen. So you've got these two like drunk guys behind the wheel of this Herbie-looking car. There's tons, the entire trunk. So in a Volkswagen Beetle, the engine was back here. So up in the front here, it's just beer bottles. They're just leftover bottles that these two have consumed. This is a bank, by the way, and it says Miami. I got this for $10 at the Mac Center when I did a show there. I was looking for a gift for my wife, and I thought, what better than this? How is this car working, by the way? Look at how do those wheels... I love that this exists. This is just bizarre. In a moment, boxes are going to pop up. For those of you on mobile devices, I've had people tell me you can't see the boxes. So this is not for you. For you, you just have to click something. But for those of you who are not on mobile devices, if you're on your television or your computer, 2 boxes are going to pop up. On this side will be the one that YouTube says is best for you. But on this side will be the one that takes you to a trip I took back in 2004 to the Movieland Wax Museum. This was fantastic. I tell you all about the Wax Museum. It's since closed, but I show you all the exhibits, give you a little bit of background on each one, and kind of tell you where some of them ended up. So if you like Hollywood, that's a place to go. If not, YouTube says this is best for you. If you're a mobile user, I love you. I'll see you back here tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Hope you're having a great day. See you then.